Pokemon Nuzlocke, the epitome of challenge runs. If you're unfamiliar, first of all, why did you click on a video about one, especially on a small YouTuber? And second, a Nuzlocke is a challenge where you follow these simple rules. You're only allowed to catch the first Pokemon you see on a route. If you fail it, tough luck. If you do catch it, then you have to nickname it so you feel more attached to it. That's because if a Pokemon faints, it's considered dead and you can't use it anymore. As a big Pokemon fan, I thought this would be fun to try out. I chose Black 2 because I wanted to choose a game I've played before, I wanted something a bit older, and my Emerald Bomb file wasn't working. Why did I want to do a Nuzlocke? First of all, the popular challenge run thing, but I mainly did this now for school of all things. In a class, we could do a project on anything of our choice, hence the run. I used a different video for the project, but if you're coming off of that, and I did end up using that QR code, hello. So, how did that Nuzlocke go? Beginning stuff transpires, and I choose Oshawott as my first Pokemon because this school thing required research, and I found out that he was the best one for a Nuzlocke. I named him Oswald. Say hi, Oswald. He handles the Hue battle pretty well. We go to Route 19 for our first encounter, a Patrat. I reluctantly caught him and named him Cringe. We meet with Alder and get our true first encounter, Floppa the Purloin. At Flechesi Ranch, you can run into Riolu, which is really good for early game and the game in general. Hopefully we can land that 5% and look a Lillipup. Not upsetting, just not what I wanted. I named it Frank. Yeah, we find Dog, Guy Evil, yay. We blaze through Alder's students with how strong Oswald is. Since Charon is pretty high, I went to grind Floppa so they'd be suited for battle. It's a big issue to not have the experience here for a Nuzlocke, so I told myself that if a Pokemon dies during grinding, it doesn't count. Charon's Patrat kept using workup, so I tried to even it back out with Growl. Then he tackles, and of course it's a crit. I frantically heal, switched Oswald, and finished the job, although not with ease. I sacrificed Cringe to heal Oswald back up, and just to get rid of him in general. It's close, but somehow I land 2 crit water guns in a row to bring down his Lillipup despite the workup. Now we have a Metal Stick whose only relevance is symbolic. Not without loss though, rest in... I don't care, Cringe is dead, nothing really changed. I proceeded to Route 20, where I forgot I had an encounter and skipped over Sewaddle, which would have been very good for the run, but oh well. Our encounter for Verbane Complex is... This area counts as a different area. Our encounter is... Pidove. Male. I'll actually enjoy using this. Welcome to the squad, Marty. Also, I didn't know about repeat clause until after the run, so yeah. With him in tow, I commit mass genocide on the Adino population in the complex, mostly off camera. So, 3 things I need to touch up on. Oswald evolved, and so did Frank. Unfortunately, while fighting a complex worker, the stupid chipmunk uses Bite, an annoying move on its own, takes a Fury Swipes, and one-shots her. Alas, the first death that mattered. Cringe, rotten hell. Roxy goes down with the combined efforts of Oswald and Marty, but not in vain. Castelia City we go, and on Route 4 I encountered a Sandile. He is Paraguay. In the sewers we got a Rattata, which we definitely used, and in Relic Passage we got a Rubat, which we definitely didn't kill. Berg was easily taken down with Marty and Oswald. While grinding, Paraguay evolved, and I grinded even more. This was when I decided to introduce rare candies in the EXP share. Side note on that, I didn't really like it in retrospect. It gave the full experience, which caused over-leveling and kinda made the run easier. Oh well, you can't change the past. In Nimbasa, we fought everyone's favorite character in Pokemon during early 2022, despite forgetting him prior and his brother. Annalisa was pretty easy with Paraguay and Moxie, which I really grew to appreciate. Marty evolved in Driftville, and I also got Anzoroa, which I couldn't nickname but I still used because Zoroark is cool. In the gym, Frank evolved. Oswald took on Clay's Crocodile, despite the fact that his attack and speed were lowered. Out came his Sandslash. I feel I can still take it down despite my stats. My hits and a missed Razor Shell barely left it alive, and as rollout was building up, the damage increased. Eventually, it became too much. Oswald had fallen. My starter, the one that was supposed to take me throughout it all, the one I could always count on, was no more. Rollout is a terrible move. It even killed Oswald before, but I forgot to start recording and had to reset. I sent out Paraguay to avenge him, and he took down the rest of Clay's team. There was so much I could have done to save him, evolve him, switch it out, but unfortunately, this is how the stars aligned. The only good from this is that it didn't have Samurott as my most used Pokemon. In Chargestone Cave, I caught a Joltik I named Lucas. I promptly added him to the team and evolved it into Gava and Shala. Then I remembered that the Pokemon World Tournament exists. I was a bit scared to lose a Pokemon here, but it turned out fine. We tackled the Team Plasma ship with ease, and Paraguay finally evolved into Crocodile. The way to Mistralton was simple, and so was Skyla with Lucas. At Celestial Tower, we got a Litwick. Wow, what a cool encounter! I hope we don't kill— oh, that surf from a normal physical attacker is enough. At Reversal Mountain, we run into a Trapinch. Wow, what a cool encounter! I hope we don't kill— oh, that foul play using Trapinch's attack kills it. At least we got the Boldar in the cave that I never used because I wouldn't be able to get Gigalith. Route 13 you can encounter Cobalion, so we used the really early Master Ball to make our broken team even more broken with the addition of Snickers. Sadly, I had to bench Frank, but at least he was a valuable team member who deserves safety from death. Route 11 I caught Amoonguss. I never used him, it's just Mogus funny. On the same route we ran into Virizion. Wouldn't it be cool to have 2 legendaries? If it wasn't for that super low catch rate. I had a plan though. I used Car! A deerling I caught a while back that wasn't really important. This was the only notable thing she did. I got it surprisingly low to do Jump Kick, so the only strategy left was to Huck Balls and heal Car so I didn't have to send up mons I actually cared about until it stayed. Eventually, it did just that, and our team became yet more unbeatable. I thanked Car for her efforts by replacing her with Milky Way. In Opelucid City, we were able to get off 2 sword stances with Snickers and swept Drayden quickly afterwards. Route 21, we caught a Frillisher named Pringles. Milky Way easily made with Marlin's team. We tackled the plasma ship once more and definitely learned the passcode with battling and not with trial and error. Milky Way struggled against Colress's Magneton and Magnezone, but was able to win. Paraguay easily dealt with his Beheeyem and Metig, while Snickers did so for his Plinkling. Black Huron would be hard if we didn't have legendaries of our own. Kettis' Cofagrigus gets taken down by Paraguay, and his Seismitoad by Milky Way. Since all I can do for Electros is brute force it, I left Milky Way in. Little did I know this thing had acrobatics. A Sacred Sword isn't enough, but 1 acrobatics is. A Pokemon I thought would be invincible, not even plausible to die, did just that. A great team member Milky Way was. Lucas retaliated and finished it off. In came the dreaded Hydreigon. Luckily, Snickers can take it down. Finally, his Drapion and Toxicroak were easily taken down by Paraguay and Marty respectively. To replace Milky Way, I caught a Piloswine and named it Butter and evolved it. I can't wait to use it. Hey, this is pretty good. Well then. In the final Hue battle, Lucas almost falls due to being confused, but is able to kill his Unfezant. Pringles easily takes care of his Simisear. Snickers takes down his Bouffalant, and Lucas comes back in for his Superior. Like that, we were facing the Pokemon League. Paraguay kills Chantal's Cofagrigus, Pringles the Chandelure, Lucas the Drifblim, and back to Paraguay for the Goaler. Grimsley's team goes down with Snickers and Marty. Caitlin was swept by Paraguay, and Marshall was swept by Marty. Iris's Hydreigon and Druddigon fell to Paraguay. Calabras went down by Lucas, Archeops and Aggron, Pringles, and finally, back to Paraguay for Haxorus. At last, the Nuzlocke is complete. The team to make it to the end was Paraguay the Crocodile, an amazing sweeper and the MVP, Marty the Unfezant, the longest Pokemon we had, and a changed perception on a Pokemon I previously didn't care about, Pringles the Jellicent, a good water type to have around, Lucas the Galvantula, a great Pokemon always there for us, Snickers the Cobalion, a cheap but great addition that gave us many victories, and Car was there too. I defeated my first Pokemon Nuzlocke. So why do I feel so underwhelmed? The biggest reason is that sweeping was inevitable. That EXP share gave way too much. If I ever do another Nuzlocke, it'll just be the rare game. There was no challenge. I was shocked when the Pokemon died later because I felt invincible, free from death, ignorant to its presence. Watch Puss in Boots 2. This game is too easy. Luckily, I can learn from this to make a better Nuzlocke experience. I don't plan on doing one soon, but I do plan on doing one eventually. I still had a lot of fun and want to continue these challenges. That's about it for me though. Like if you enjoyed, subscribe if you enjoyed me, yada yada yada. I'll see you next time, bye!